When I talk about owning it, what I mean is that you take accountability for what works and what doesn't work in your life. My name is Su Patel and I am all about self-worth and helping people create abundance of love, joy and money. Please do connect with me on Instagram, where I will share some more tips and tricks on how to create more abundance in love, joy and money. Let's talk about owning it and what do I mean by that and how do you go about creating yourself to own it. You know, in life, we think that we're lucky or we feel like it's fate or destiny that has, either made something work or not work. And so then we don't see ourselves as being owners of our life and creators of experiences that we experience or in the people that we attract. We kind of think like, oh, God sent me this person in my life, or, or it's because of fate that this happened, or, we create our life to be outside of us. All our experiences are outside of us. But really, guys and girls, we must take full accountability for what works and what doesn't work. I'll just give an example, right? I was invited to, so I published my book in 2019, and as a result of publishing my book, I was invited by my friend Afif to be a speaker at his event in the Maldives. Now, it was an incredible opportunity and I feel so blessed and so grateful to my friend for inviting me over and, for having me, show up as a speaker and, really share about my book and my message, to the community of HR professionals out there. But here's the thing, I really didn't own that was happening for me. I was like, who does that even happen to? Why is it even happening to me? And I just felt so lucky. I was like, oh my God, look at this, what's happening for me? I was super excited because it was just something to be excited about, right? But I just felt like I was lucky. Oh, I worked so hard. And so, it wasn't like I manifested that. I created that experience for who I was being in life. I created that experience from my thoughts. I didn't own that. So it was all showing up as if someone was doing me a favor. All right? Your life is not somebody doing you a favor. Your life is a creation of your thoughts, your wishes, your wants, your affirmations, your visualizations, and how you're being in the world. Okay? So when I say to people, you should just show up like you own it. It's your God-given right to show up like you're a queen. Okay, because that's who you are. You created it. You created that experience. I created that experience in the Maldives. Because why? I visualized myself as a speaker. I visualized myself not just as a speaker, but as an international speaker. I visualized myself being on a tropical island by the sand with the straw umbrellas, the parasols. I visualized that. And so the opportunity showed itself, right? I created it. I spoke it. I dreamt it. I felt it. And it happened. Okay? Now you're probably thinking, well, what about all the negative stuff that happens in my life, right? How am I creating that? Well, at some point you show up with fears, anxieties, and we all tell ourselves, isn't it? Oh my God, what if this happens? Oh my God, what if that happens? And then what happens? Exactly that. So we talk ourselves into creating an experience that we don't want. We've all done it. When I got made redundant in my job in 2016, I could be like, oh my God, Sue, you got made redundant, poor you. But I manifested that. How did I manifest that? I already was redundant in that job a year before I got made redundant. I was not enjoying that role. I was not growing in that role. I was not vibing in that role. And I really, really felt like I couldn't go any further in the organization, I didn't want to be in any other role, but I would not leave because I was scared of not having the money, the security, the structure of a team. So I wouldn't leave. But in my whole being, I was already redundant, and the universe kind of delivered me that by saying, okay, girl, you're going to be made redundant now. Okay. So really, when things like that happen, rather than feeling like, oh, why did this happen to me? Oh, it's fate, it's this, it's that. No. Look at yourself. Look at where you created this experience. Where were you at the source of that experience? So, in my life, I never blame the government, the situation, other people for what happens in my life. I always look at where was I the source of what worked and what didn't work. The time when things don't work is because you're not aligned to who you really are. You're actually not doing the thing that you said you would do, or you're not actually being true to yourself. You're people pleasing, or you're just doing it for the sake of it because you're scared to do anything else. Okay? You're doing it because you want to look good, or that you want to show people that, you want to do it because, you want to avoid looking bad. So you then do things. But actually, when you really be true to yourself, oh my God, you can really see that actually when you're being true to yourself, the universe is listening, right? And you're going to manifest the things that you actually want, and you're going to be intentional with those things. All right. So when you start being that, then you start creating the things that you want in your world. So whether it's things that aren't working out for you, or whether it's things that are working for you, it's all a creation and a manifestation from over here within you. Okay, not anybody else. It wasn't your mum gave you XYZ, or your brother gave you XYZ, or your partner gave you XYZ. It's all about what you're manifesting. If your relationship isn't working, don't look at your partner. Look at, where are you being the source of this not working? Okay, you might be enabling your partner to be a certain way. That's still you being at the source of that relationship not working. Okay, because they show up however they show up. If they could be any other way, they would be. How are you showing up inside of that? Okay, and if you've got an amazing partner, and your relationship is thriving, that is also a creation of you being at the source of that relationship. My ex and I, so we have a daughter who's 16 years old, but my ex and I have the most amazing friendship. We have an amazing relationship, and we've created that we're always going to be family. So then how do we show up for each other? We're supportive. We talk about, to each other very openly about what we're dealing with. We talk to each other about how we're going to, be parents for my daughter, and we're both working working side by side in life. We're the best of friends. But we get to create that. It's not because my ex is a certain way, or because it's because we created that. Okay, so you can create all of your relationships to be how you want them to be. Look at your relationships. How are you creating them to be? Look at your health. If you're somebody who creates, oh, I'm ill, I'm sick, right? It's not being caused because of anything else other than the choices that you're making. What are you choosing to eat? How much are you choosing to move and exercise? How much are you drinking water? What daily routines have you got in place? Your health is a result of the choices that you're making. If you don't have money, that's because of where you are over here in your relationship to money. All right? What are the limiting beliefs that you have about money that you're not willing to unblock? What's your fear about being successful? What's your fear about failing? Failure is, it's not even a thing. If something doesn't work, you just learn from it. It's just a lesson, but we create failure to be this big thing, right? Like, how will I look? What will people think of me? Blah, 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 whatever. So it's just BS. But actually, what you want to get is that if something's going to work, it's going to be because of you and the actions that you're taking, all right, in any area of your life. If you create yourself to be someone who's healthy, who's energetic, who's full of life and vibrant, then that's how you will always show up in your world, in your space. So I have a video that I created around affirmations, around money mindset, around routines. If you click on the links, you will have access to these videos go and check them out and do the work, guys. You know, again, taking accountability and owning it is, you know, we have a wealth of knowledge around us everywhere we are, okay? But knowledge has no power until you actually apply what you've learned, okay? So apply what you're learning, take the action, do the homework, go and sit with yourself and create. Where are you not taking accountability for areas of your life? Where are you blaming people, things, circumstances? Okay, until you own all of that, your life will not work. Okay, so do the work, make sure you apply the knowledge. I hope you've got something out of what I've shared with you today. Thank you so much for making time to watch my video. Do connect with me on Instagram, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.